Hey, I'm Ariana Johnson. I am a sophomore at Ashcraft North High School. I'm 15 right now, but I'm turning 16 next month. And in this video, I feel like God was telling me that I need to spread hope to people, and I need to tell people about my story and my journey and how God has transformed me into this wonderful person, even though I've had terrible, tragic, and heartbreaking, painful past bad times in my life, and I wanted to give up, but now that I look back at it, from who I am right now, it's like I'm so glad that I kept hope and kept my faith strong, because God gave me the strength to overcome my terrible times in my life, which I really don't want anyone ever to witness or go through, because it hurt a lot, and I've times where I didn't want to even live anymore. But I just want to share to you like how God has impacted my life, and how He's given me strength, and how He can give you strength. And I don't want to sound like a preacher or telling you like, oh, God's real, God's the only right guy in this world, because I'm not here to tell you what to believe and to not believe in. I want to tell you how my beliefs have helped me be. I am really proud of who I am today. And last year I probably would not say that I was proud of who I am. And I just want to tell you, like, this is my life. This is how God saved me. This is how God transformed me into the Ariana you know right now. And maybe you guys don't know me very well right now, but I'm here to tell you. And so I wrote a story on Facebook about 2 or 3 years ago about my life story. I wasn't looking for sympathy. I was not looking for attention. Maybe at the time I was a little bit. I'll be honest about that. But now that I look back at it, I just wanted to give people hope. Because when I was a kid, my house was broken. It was not a very stable and the ideal life that I would wanted as a kid. And I don't want that even for my future kids one day. And it really hurt. And I wanted people to judge me really bad, and I didn't want them to judge me like some person or the person that they hear about me. I mean, that's not who I am, and I've been through so much. And getting on top of trauma back then, it was terrible. It was unbearable, but God told me that I had to do something, and I had to give people hope. And I sound repetitive a lot, because this is the first time I ever made this video. So sorry if I blank out and look stupid or run off or don't make sense, because I'm just winging this right now, but this feels right. And I really, I want to help people. I really do, because I know what life sucks. It really does. But okay. So today, I was writing like this much today, times like 5 other pages of just how my life is and how God has transformed me. So I'll read this off, kinda, and okay. So I said how God saved me on entry 3, because I have written 3 other articles about, not articles, just poetry and words that have spoken to me from God. But a lot of people are atheists, and a lot of people are not sure whether there is a God or a higher power, but I'm not here to persuade you. I'm not here to tell you what religion's right, what's wrong. It's your beliefs, it's who you are. I just want to tell you that this is how God has helped me with my own beliefs. And you guys can say, oh, she's lying, she's making this stuff up, but why would I waste my valuable time if it's not important to me? Because Jesus right now is the most important thing to me. Keep my faith strong has helped me in really, really hard times. Okay. By the way, that's my dog, Haley. Okay. So my life has definitely not been ideal. I'm really not sure if any 15, almost 16-year-old girl like me has any great explanation on why God gives us bad and terrible times in our lives, but me. I've not met many girls my age who have the same insight as me. And yesterday, actually, I went to a youth group at Calvary. I'm sorry if that's not right. I went there with my boyfriend Luke yesterday. And it was the first time I've been to that youth group. Usually I go to community church, and that's a great youth group. I totally recommend that. And I totally recommend Calvary, too, but that's like in the Neenah-ish area. And there's this guy named Travis, and he was telling me about how, like, bad situations later in life turn out to be good situations and led it to greater powers in life. And I don't want, you talk to this Travis guy. I'll totally tell you if you ask me about his lesson yesterday was remarkable. I totally felt attached. I felt like I could totally connect to that, and that's why I think that also told me, like, you need to do this now. Don't just write about it and just put it away. You need to do something about it now and take a stand for something that you believe in so strongly. But he was basically saying, like, I don't want to, I don't know, but afterwards I told him, like, my version of what he was saying, and I kind of put it with my own twist, and he looked at me, he's like, how old are you again? And I'm like 15, and he's just like, I've never heard a 15-year-old say something that incredible or something. And I was like, well, I know, that's how, I have a lot of time to think, and I have a lot of writing, and it's just like, there is going to be bad times in your life. And maybe right now you're just like, why am I feeling this hurt? Why am I feeling this much pain? Why am I crying? Will this ever get better? Why would God do this to me? But he's reminding you that we live in an imperfect world. Nothing ever will be perfect. The only perfect thing in this world was Jesus. And he died for us to cleanse our sins. And that was God's only son. Now, I'm not going to get all preachy over here, but that's pretty amazing. Not remarkable, amazing. Great, fantastic, anything. That's more than anyone, that's the most perfect thing anyone could do. And we are selfish about that. We forget about that. And people just think it's all lies, and that's what I hate about that. It's like a fad for teenagers not to believe in God, it's to be too hipster or anything, but bothers me a lot. But again, I'm not here to judge you. I am here to speak about how God has reflected me. But personally, in my experience, God has put me through a lot of hardships in my life, and I'll probably mention some in this video if I do upload it or not. But there's times where I really did not think I was gonna make it out alive. I thought that I would do something stupid. I would follow what the devil was telling me, to give up, to just end my life, to let everyone step over me and take control of me and not take a stand up for myself, to be weak. I don't want to be weak. If I had conquered other things before, I can conquer anything. And God gives me that strength. And then maybe I didn't realize it at the time, that when my dad passed away, that why would God do that to me? Why would he take away my dad from me, a 9-year-old? But me and my grandparents think that, because I don't want to put this all over Facebook or anything, but my dad struggled a lot with certain things. And it really hurt. It was a really bad thing. And I don't want to talk about it that much because it's hard for me to talk about. But my dad used to write about it, and there's a website called stevejohnson.name, and it's actually working and everything. And I wrote about poetry, about how he was struggling and how he could not get out of it, escape. And a lot of my family think that God did that so that when my dad passed away, because he was living, struggling, he could not get any better for anyone, and it was impossible. So we all think that God took it, because I guess my dad was talking about Jesus the night that he passed away, and I think that's just awesome. That is completely beautiful to me. I think so a lot. We all think that God took him because he didn't want my dad to suffer anymore. He didn't want him to live and suffer and keep hurting others and himself, so that when he died, he could be free, he could be clean, he could be healthy, he could be the father, and he could be, even though he's not here, he's still my guardian angel, and I know that he's protecting me. And a lot of people don't understand that, but I do. And I guess it's that special connection you have when you have Lord in your life and accept Jesus in your heart and all that. But we think that's why. And now that I heard that, even though that was unanswered for the longest time, and why God would take him away from me, a 9-year-old girl who's struggling with not the greatest life and struggling. But now that I look back at it and think, just hearing that, I heard about that on Christmas, with my grandparents at dinner. And it just gave me a sigh of relief. And I was like, this is answered. And it was still really hard to think about and why God does that. But it was for the good, and I didn't want to be selfish and be like, oh God, you took away my dad. I can't love you anymore. It's not that. I'd rather have my dad be there for me spiritually and healthy than having to feel bad and feel like a disappointment, because he was never a disappointment, even though I never saw him. You just hit me. Did you guys see that? She just hit me. You just hit me. Sorry, I'm totally off track. Okay. Stop talking. Wait your turn. Okay. But, okay. I'm totally off track. Something moving. Stop! She's very annoying, sorry. Okay, but, you're very destructive. You know that? Okay. But, that's how I feel like God has impacted me. Because we should not be selfish. I'm totally off track. And I was talking about my father, but yeah. So that's how a bad situation in my life, my dad passing, turned into a good one. Because now I know that he's healthy. And he's still watching down at me. And as long as he's healthy and happy, and I'll see him one day when I pass away, a long time from now, hopefully, that we can all be together, a family, forever and eternity. And I guess that's the bright side of things. But it made me also a stronger person with that. Because now I know what I don't want to do drugs, I don't want to drink, I don't want to be addicted to anything, and I want to have a good life for my kids. So when I get married, I want to stick with that person for the rest of my life. I don't want to put my kids through a divorce or an unmarriage or get pregnant at 16.